this is...
Oh!
I'll bring him down a little in here, too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Gilbert would be loud.
Yeah.
Nobody told me.
Go ahead.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and I'm here with my co-host. I forgot his name again. Frank Santopadre.
That's me.
And this is Gilbert and Frank's Amazing Colossal Obsessions.
Yeah. It's a little loud in my ears here. Keep
Mine
going.
is low.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Want to start over?
No, I like it. I like the natural feel of it. It's like cinema verite. Who else is here, Gilly?
The old, blind, crippled, black blues singer, a gallbladderless Raybo.
He has no gallbladder?
He was born without a gallbladder. Yeah.
Nobody except my mother knows that.
Yeah. Someone said he should be sphincterless, Raybone.
There was briefly a movement underway. To, no pun intended, to have a little survey online, and people were going to contribute.
That would
right
be.
in all the things they wanted you to be without. Because Gilbert was scraping the bottom of the barrel when he got to origami-less and flypaperless
Napkinless.
and napkinless. Something about paper products.
Gallbladderless is pretty good, actually. It's back on track.
Gallbladder, you're back on track, Gil.
Right.
No gallbladder.
Gil, you are sounding particularly sonorous. Sonorous for some reason.
Inspection stickerless. Okay.
I see my timer. Thank you, Frankie.
Did I already introduce
You
it?
did. You might as well start if you have
Okay.
anything at all.
Okay. First, I want to read one tweet I got. And this is from Tracy N. Grieg, I think, that she just finished watching my documentary Gilbert.
Plug it again.
My documentary Gilbert on Hulu. I've tried not to like him. Saw him on Celebrity Apprentice. I saw what a tender soul he is. Man like Robin Williams, he's just so damn likable. They may be old and Jewish and little, but Gilbert Gottfried simply has mighty testicles.
Wow. Who wrote this?
I think Tracy Grieg.
Tracy, get help.
Yes. And you wrote down the names of two artworks we got.
Oh, yeah, just a little housekeeping at the top of the show. A gentleman named Mark C. Collins did a wonderful caricature of Gilbert. We love getting artwork from people.
Very talented people out there.
That's a good caricature of you. You should make stationery. Or do something with it. We'll contact Mark and make another set of enamel pins. And Bill Hobbs did a wonderful Floyd the Barber meets Lon Chaney Jr., which people
very
tweeted us,
funny.
which is a weird kind of hybrid of two things from your act. Because do you still do the Floyd the Barber bit?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I still do. I forget his name now.
Was it Dylan meets Floyd the Barber?
Yeah. Bob Dylan
Howard
meets Floyd the
Howard
Barber.
McNear.
I don't really imitate him, but what's the guy's name, that extra brother on Bonanza?
Oh, Pernell Roberts?
Pernell Roberts, yes. Yes, I'm working on my Pernell Roberts
In your hop sing.
imitation.
There's a big call for that.
A big call for Pernell Roberts material.
And I think Pat Nation Sweetie 85 said, "You are my favorite bird and the best scream of my life."
Oh, I don't know about that last part.
I know. Maybe I shouldn't have read that part.
Wow. So Dara taught you how to read your tweets.
Well,
You've come a long way.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. This phone does 10,000 things.
But now when you're holed up in a hotel room on the road, rather than watching the Spectravision.
Yeah.
Yeah, than watching, Vanessa Del Rio movies from 1973. You can actually sit there and work your device.
That's
So
what
to
I
speak.
do anyway. Thank you.
Oh, Lord. All right, we actually, well, I wanted... Thank you, Arnie Kogan.
And did anybody die since our line? I don't think anyone died.
Don't think so. I think we covered...
The night's still young.
The night is young.
Oh,
We want to thank Alan Arkush for giving us a wonderful episode.
Very funny.
Funny man. Really a terrific episode. Kind of a perfect episode in our sweet spot.
And I'm always, well, I always say this. I'm always surprised because I never know how like they're going to go across. And
Sure.
there are ones that I hear where I go, that was okay, and the audience loves them.
Mm-hmm. Aren't you surprised that anyone's listening at this point?
Yes.
Generally speaking.
That goes without saying. When people say, I listened to the podcast, I think, no, seriously?
Well, Alan Arkush was one of the rare guests that was listening to the show before we ever reached out to him.
Very strange.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
He listens. He listens every week. He writes me, which is great.
There's something like I would not want to listen to a podcast that would have me as a member.
Yeah, he's not one of those guys. He's a great story about meeting Groucho at the urinal and the Sinatra story.
This might not make the episode, but I have a connection to Alan Arkush.
Do tell.
A friend of mine who's a wonderful voice actress is in Get Crazy.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
She's in the bathtub scene where they're looking in through the window and she's not clothed.
There you go.
Okay, get me a copy of that.
I'll tee that. It's on YouTube. I'll tee it up.
Okay.
Yes, and to Criterion, please put Get Crazy out on
And
DVD.
I see on the screen, I don't know if we can listen to this now, Richard Montalbaum discusses working with Hervé
Who's Richard
Villachez.
Montalbaum?
Ricardo's English cousin.
That's a Jewish type of bread.
Well, maybe
That's
if we have
very
time
crunchy.
for it at the end, but I don't want it to throw off our timing. We actually have something planned.
Oh, okay.
I know it surprises you that there's actually a format in place.
Yes.
So thanks to Alan Arkush, thanks to Paul Feig and Gino. Go see Paul's movie, A Simple Favor, and do keep the cards and letters and artwork coming.
And I don't know if I mentioned when Paul Feig was on the show that he tried and failed to suck his own
I think you
dick.
did.
Yeah.
People are tweeting it. It's caught on as a thing.
Gee, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's caught on.
It still makes me laugh that when he said, I want certain things cut out of the show.
Yeah.
And he just wanted certain things talking about the movie.
Spoilers, yeah.
But I had said, he wants the part about sucking his own dick cut out. And he goes, no, he's fine with that.
Are you kidding? That was the big closer.
He's fine with millions of people knowing that he tried to suck his own cock.
You know, we didn't even do that story justice. It's so funny in his book, Super Stud.
Now, I've seen pictures of Gilbert doing yoga. Was he ever trying to get in shape for that?
That may be what was behind it. So we left off last week on a Hervé Villachez song.
Oh, yes.
And I promised you that I would find another one. From the Dinah Shore show.
There could never be enough.
Specifically. And I told you and Frank, Paul wasn't here with us last week, that I was actually going to track down that Dinah Shore.
And Hervé Villachez, I forget what guest told us, he was really jealous of Tom Selleck.
I can't remember either now. Isn't that funny?
He couldn't believe why Tom Selleck was getting more pussy.
Oh, I know who it was. It was it Mark Evanier?
Oh, maybe.
I think it was Mark Evanier.
Yeah. Why is Tom Selleck getting more pussy than I am?
It was either Mark Evanier or Carl Gottlieb. Somebody who worked with Hervé.
Just because he's the most handsome man in the world and I am a circus freak.
More on that to come. But anyway, we want to do our own version of kind of a Golden Throats CD here. We have a couple of these compiled. These are the not so great hits of the Dinah Shore show.
Yeah. Are you starting with Hervé?
We're going to start with Hervé. So this is not the one we played last week. This is the one that was near and dear to my heart.
Give the listeners one tip.
Go ahead.
To this?
Make it short.
So this was this was recorded by Frank Sinatra. So as you listen to this, think about which
the
version.
better version.
But that's the question. That's what we have to settle.
Okay, here we go.
As I approach the prime of my life, I find I have the time of my life, learning to enjoy at my leisure all the simple pleasures pleasures. And so I happily concede, this is all I ask, this is all I need. Beautiful girls, walk a little slower. When
He's doing kind of a Chevalier there.
Yeah, a little Chevalier.
Luxury sunset.
If a nightingale could sing like you.
Children everywhere. When you shoot at
The
that man,
piano player is trying desperately to drown him out.
It's only 1:38, the damn song.
take me to that strange enchanted land.
But it feels like so much more.
Seldom understand. Wandering rainbows, leave a bit of color.
Can we discuss his mustache?
I just had a frightening thought.
Yeah.
Did Hervé Villechaize wear a wig?
Ooh.
That looks like a wig.
That's a thought.
It kind of does there.
Yeah, with the porno sideburns.
Is that song over already?
It's
Yeah,
pretty
good.
much done.
Because it looks like a bathing cap, the way it fits his head. And now I'm picturing a bald Hervé Villechaize.
Maybe he just came from the pool.
So this song is called "This Is All I Ask." Is that
Right.
the, is that
That's
the name
right.
of the
Gordon Jenkins.
Gordon Jenkins?
Oh,
wow.
I remember the song.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
It used to be a great song.
So you could find these. We should say to the listeners, you could find these yourself on YouTube. The one we played last week and this week. Hervé did not have much of a recording career,
Yes.
although he did release a 45. What were you able to find, Paul?
girl, walk a little slower. Don't run away screaming.
The first time you did Hervé on this show, you did Hervé Villechaize in Scent of a Woman. It was on a mini episode.
It's your name, Daphne. You are Chanel number 5.
Frick.
I'm sorry, I reminded him.
Why do you open yourself up to this?
A fan was listening. Somebody on Stitcher went back and listened to that episode and
I
reminded
was
me.
juggling hands on it, and I went blind.
How is this not in the act?
Yeah.
You have to put this in the act. Hervé Villechaize in Scent of a Woman. It's written. It's done.
Can I edit Hervé singing into the new trailer for A Star Is Born?
Sure.
Can I tie those two together?
If you must. I did not find any Hervé Villechaize discography, as they call it, but Gilbert will appreciate this. I did find an interview with the London Express where the late Roger Moore, referred to Hervé as a diseased sex maniac with
jeez.
unnatural lusts. He said that he slept with 35 women, mainly prostitutes, during the filming of The Man with the Golden Gun. 35 women during one production. Not bad.
Why would he need prostitutes when he was so attractive?
Exactly. Moore described Villechaize as follows. He was a very small man, and he used to touch me. And I used to say, don't touch me. I wasn't being cruel about his size. It's just that he was a sex maniac. He had a lust for ladies that was unnatural. The Bond legend revealed that his diminutive co-star, who was 3'11", boasted of numerous sexual conquests with prostitutes. All of them refused both his advances and his money.
Boy, if that's not the ultimate rejection, a hooker turns you down.
Yeah. Moore added, when we were in Hong Kong shooting, he would find girls in girly clubs, and he would walk around with a flashlight saying, you, not you. Incredible.
And so you're telling me Maud Adams didn't want to fuck him?
I don't think, or Britt Eklund.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was mostly looking at kneecaps, so he might have been.
Poor Hervé takes such a beating on this show. Oh, the poor guy.
We have kept his memory alive.
He just
here.
was a romantic. He just wanted to love.
Is he alive? I'm not killing
Oh,
him
he's
off
long
early.
gone. No.
Ever since I killed Julie Andrews, I
No,
still feel bad
he was
about
on the wrong. He found himself on the wrong end of a firearm. Here's a second one, which is also from the Dinah Shore Show. And see if you remember this one, Gil.
Oh.
Equally as bad.
Telly Savalas, the haberdasher's dream of delight, has a new album.
Of course he
called,
does.
Interestingly enough, Telly. And there's some beautiful moments in this album.
I'm sure
one of
there
them
are.
I particularly like is one Telly's going to do now. It's called If. Telly Savalas and his new album.
You'll recognize the song, Gil, if not the cover.
If a picture
Oh, jeez.
paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you?
It's disturbing.
Disturbing.
The words will never show the you I've come to know.
Ghastly.
The funereal pace is
Yeah.
the mysterious
Your
here.
face could launch 1,000 ships. Then where am I to go?
What's great is the video. His mouth isn't moving. He's smoking.
Yes.
He's smoking while he's
There's
singing.
no one home.
Yes.
But he's smoking while he's
Yeah, he's
moving his
taking a
lips.
puff of it.
Inhaling while he's...
Also missing in the shot is a microphone.
Yeah, right. It's a neat trick.
And when, my love,
the bridge.
Yeah. This is a smooth Telly. This is Telly working it.
And this is deadly slow.
Yeah, it's just, he's right, it's funereal.
you come and pour yourself.
I don't want him to pour himself on me. We've heard enough.
Telly Savalas!
Now, you may laugh,
Yeah, we did.
but that song, that record, I don't know,
David
is that
Gates,
recording?
If.
David Gates, that's right.
Yeah.
This, where were you? Let's see. This reached number one.
Yeah, bread.
Not in, Telly Savalas reached
Telly
number one.
Savalas?
Number
Oh,
one,
no.
not
Where?
in the UK.
In Lithuania?
And the Republic of Ireland.
Oh my God.
And isn't he like Jennifer Aniston's uncle?
I believe he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's a Greek thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you know about Telly? You know he actually had a recording career? Listen to this. 5 albums, Gil. 6 albums. Pardon me. The 2 sides of Telly Savalas. This is Telly Savalas. Telly, which we just heard from. Thank you, Dinah Shore. Telly Savalas. Who Loves You, Baby? And finally, Sweet Surprises.
Because this was a nightmare.
Yeah, 6 albums. And he said, Jesus Christ. I mean, you have anything else on this,
I
Paul?
left out another. I'm sorry. I should have
Yeah,
left
go.
this. His version of Don Williams' Some Broken Hearts Never Mend.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No.
I'm sorry I left this off. That was number one in Switzerland.
Really?
Yeah.
So Telly was charting.
In the
In
UK,
Europe.
Ireland, and Switzerland. So in
That's
Switzerland, he was
very
even,
disturbing. Apparently, there's some version of "You've Lost That Love and Feeling," which I believe Gilbert Gottfried covered on a previous
That's
Gilbert
right.
Sings episode. Yeah,
Now,
which is
he-
number one in Kiev.
He was collaborated often with John Kakavas or
Another Greek.
Another Greek.
We'll call John Fodiatis up and ask him
That's right.
and ask him to settle this.
That's right.
Pretty ghastly, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Dinah Shore, for some reason, would bring actors onto the show and make them sing.
It was, I'll tell you though, fascinating.
Really fascinating, because
Yeah.
last week we played the granddaddy of them all, which was Gavin MacLeod and Robert Blake.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
That was great.
with Gavin really mincing it up.
yeah.
For some reason, when people seem to feel like they're honoring a song, if they do it at a tempo that it takes you about 20 minutes to get through
Yeah.
the first 8
Did you watch the
measures.
video, by the way?
Yeah, I did watch the
It's
video.
just
Yeah,
fast.
it's
The
just
video
unbelievable.
really makes it. So
Yeah.
we urge people to go to YouTube and watch it. Frank, how about song number 3? This won't be a surprise to anyone. This is also from the Dinah Shore Show.
It's raining hard in Frisco. I needed one more fare to make my night. The lady up ahead waved to flag me down. She got in at the light.
You seen this before, Gil?
Where are you going to, my lady blue? It's a shame you ruined your gown in the rain.
He sounds like he's doing
She
a
just
bad
looked out the
Humphrey
window. She
Bogart
said,
imitation.
16 Parkside Lane.
I love the facial expressions. Again, go to YouTube and find this.
I mean, it's another one here where they slow it down to the point where
And he's got those 1970s
Something about-
collar
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah,
wide
the
open
big-
leisure suit.
where it looks like the flying nun.
It's like
her hat. Her habit.
And she
Didn't say anything more. Look at the facial
It took a while.
expressions.
But she looked in the mirror, and she glanced at the license for my name. Smiles seemed to come to her slowly. It was a
Sad smile, just the same.
Both of these are deadly.
You guys get the idea. Have you seen this before, Frank?
No, but I'm going to go out and buy it.
Have you seen his Rocket Man?
Oh, Rocket
Rocket
Man's the famous
Rocket
one.
Man was legendary, but I was on a Dinah Shore kick, so I pulled this one, which I think is what really killed Harry Chapin.
He's a couple of other critics weighed in on Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which is another classic of Shatner's.
Yeah. And this is before he was spoofing it. This is when he was still taking it seriously.
George Clooney said this is absolutely a desert island disc for him.
Oh, yeah.
It would compel him to get off the island.
Oh, yeah.
And stay and listen to this thing.
Did Hervé ever sing Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin? Can't remember.
Who? Did Shatner?
No, Hervé.
No, I don't think so.
I thought maybe Gilbert might have heard it.
The cat in the cradle and the silver spoon.
He's taking requests. What else you got about Shatner, Paul?
I'm sorry, Mad Magazine, I just want to, because they're friends of ours, they've been on the show.
Uh-huh.
They called it Truly Unfortunate.
Yes.
Which I think is nicely said.
But again, another man with a recording career. Look at this, Gilbert. 9 albums. The Transformed Man, 1968. That one I own.
Yeah.
Worth having. Fantastic. William Shatner Live, which is a live double album. Then Captain of the Starship Live, William Shatner Live. Spaced Out, that's the one you were asking about, Paul, where he teamed up with Nimoy. The very best of Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner,
What I
compilation
love about
album.
William Shatner is that he pretends he was in on the joke all along.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a clip on that. In the September 2004 issue of Newsweek, Shatner was asked, "Doesn't it bother you that Mr. Tambourine Man is a camp classic?" He says, "Yes, in the beginning it bothered me. They didn't know what I was doing. But since people only heard that song, I went along with the joke." Just what you were saying.
Well, he had no choice.
He had no choice.
Yeah. I mean, in latter years, he started, he really started doing bits on talk shows. Doing comedy
Well, he
bits.
did the Sarah Palin tweets. Remember that?
Yes, and he sang "My Way" with a chorus line of Imperial Stormtroopers at George Lucas's AFI tribute. He did on George Lopez's show. He did a cover of CeeLo Green's "Fuck You" song. Yeah, I mean the joke was out.
We've been watching the last month or two. We've been watching the original series, Star Trek.
Yeah,
I just wanted to. I'm going to walk out on a limb here. Shatner is not a bad actor. He's pretty damn good in some of those.
He's good in those Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he's got a certain style.
I love the Twilight Zone episode with the fortune telling.
It's great.
That's a great one.
He really he did anxious and amped up.
Yes,
better than anybody in both of those episodes. And the
one with the terror,
the one that
20,000,
whatever the hell it's called, the one that
Right.
Dick Donner directed.
If he got a nickel for every time a voice director said to Shatner it when we're doing
Have you
cartoon
heard
work.
that bootleg thing where Shatner's giving the hard time, where he's doing doing the voiceover?
Should I find that while we're?
Nah, we'll do it on another show.
Oh, it's so. We should do a whole episode of those classic outtakes.
That, by the way, just because we're making fun of him doesn't mean we've given up on the idea of having him on the show. So, Bill, as they call you, if you're listening. We'll have to make that call, right? As Paul said before. Here's one more, and then I got a bonus one for Gil just to go out on. But this is somebody Gilbert likes to talk about on the show.
Oh, yeah.
The closest thing to an actual singer, but not his best work. Listen to this.
You are the sunshine.
Oh my God.
Of my life.
Wow. Stevie Wonder is rolling in his grave.
That's why I'll always be around.
Stevie Wonder is saying, "Why wasn't I born deaf?"
You are the apple of my eye.
We've been talking about Neighbors singing with Paul Feig.
Forever you stay in my
What the hell?
Isn't this just wretched?
And this,
this guy was taken serious.
Yeah.
back then, because he did the Gomer voice, and then would go into this, people would go, "Can you believe what a great singer he is?"
He's got gold records.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Mr. Donaghy, on Jack.
Frank
Gleason.
Fontaine.
Frank
That's what we
Fontaine.
talked about.
Yeah, the same exact thing. I mean, you don't have to be knowledgeable on music to know this is not great singing.
Gee, you're making news, Gil.
Yeah, but we can't expect these people to follow the standards Gilbert has set.
No,
I mean, really.
no,
seriously.
Gilbert's raised the bar.
Yeah.
But I mean, there you go. There's a guy considered a singer.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe the discography. Look at this. There's like 17 albums here.
And all of these album covers have that same scary album cover look.
Right. Yeah.
The colors are all...
Yeah, they're putrid. They're garish.
The faces they're making are real uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're always in a sweater under a Christmas tree opening presents.
You're seeing-
or hugging a dog.
Or you're seeing too many pores or bumps in the skin. Like they hadn't developed the soft focus.
Yeah, they were out of makeup.
Jim Nabors recorded multiple albums for Columbia and Ranwood Records. And he had, boy, I'll tell you.
You sure it's not Ruined Wood?
Nope.
Because
he hit the top 30 on the Australian Go Set chart. I guess that's the Australian version of Billboard. He placed 12 albums on the Billboard magazine's Hot 200 charts, earning him gold records between 1968 and 74. You remember what Pat Boone used to do to those little Richard records and just sort of take all the juice and the sexuality out of them?
Bum, bum, baloo, bum.
Tutti frutti. Oh, Rudy. Robert Klein does a great bit about that. But that's what was just done there to Stevie Wonder. I mean, all the soul was taken out of it, all the...
And with that throaty kind of, you are the apple of my life.
Pretty good.
Brutal.
Horrible.
What'd you find out about Jim Nabors, Paul?
Oh, odds and ends. I got a little question for Gilbert.
Can you
here.
have Diane Cannon saying that?
I think he's got it
No,
handy.
he sang the national anthem before game number 1 of the 1973 World Series.
Yes.
Now, who won that series?
That was the Mets and the A's. What did you say, 73?
73.
Mets and the A's. A's 1 and 7.
Despite him singing the
Yeah,
national
despite him sing. Yeah, there's also some story about Jose Feliciano messing with the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Do you know this story?
No.
It's either at the Super Bowl or the World Series. He did some kind of hip, kind of like just like a barrio, like an improvised version of the national anthem, and he got vicious hate mail. Again, there's a great Robert Klein routine
Don't mess
about
with
it.
my national anthem.
You can't play with that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, he got terrible hate mail. Gil, I have one to go out with for you.
Oh boy.
This one will pick you up.
I had another
ahead.
question for Gilbert on this. This is related to what some people think of as the worst show ever to be on television. Any ideas what that might be?
Think
I
of
don't know.
the
Do you
night?
agree with that, Frank?
Which?
With the kicker here, the one that's coming up, that this is the theme song.
Oh, the one that we're about to play.
Right.
It is largely. We'll give Gilbert a hint. It is widely considered the worst situation comedy of all time. So here, we'll play it. Without further ado.
Okay.
Oh, because you like your Sammy.
Everybody knows in the second life we all come back sooner or later. Is anything from a pussy cat to a man-eating alligator. Well, you may think my story is more fiction than it's fact. But believe it or not, my mother dear decided she'd come back
As a car.
She's my very own guiding star.
A 1928 Porter.
That's my mother dear. She helps me through everything I do, and I'm so glad she's here.
Avery Schreiber is Captain
She was in that episode.
Never was. Well, now she wants me to be. She's taken her place at the 5th member of my small family.
It's a fun theme song.
Yeah.
Maybe the best thing about the show.
And she'll blow her radiator.
This is the one Jerry Van Dyke supposedly turned Gilligan's Island down for.
Oh, yes. Well, he read the script and fell in love.
She's my very own
Guiding star.
I mean a 1928 Porter. That's my mother dear. She helps me through everything I do, and I'm so glad she's here.
My mother, the car.
Whoa,
What
my
the-
mother, the car.
I'm not familiar with the Porter.
My mother, the car. My mother, the car.
And it's one of those shows still that is dizzying because you go, they actually heard a full sentence that the mother dies and comes back as a car, and they said, oh, okay.
Well, it's like your bit about Hogan's Heroes. Going in and pitching Hogan's Heroes.
But anything with Sammy,
Yep.
my mother the car.
Yeah, even Sammy can make my mother the car
Yes.
palatable. Yeah. He just makes everything better.
My mother the car.
I still can't find anything on that damn Sammy TV themes album. It's elusive. There's no information.
Comb through YouTube.
There's no information for it. Anyway, so that's our little attempt at a Golden Throats episode with help from the Dinah Shore
you
Show.
can never have enough.
Yeah, really good. We'll do another one down the road. We'll dig out the Nimoys.
I know Anthony Quinn.
Yeah, I found some terrible ones that I didn't use. There's the famous Sebastian Cabot doing Blowing in the Wind.
Oh,
Not Blowing in the Wind. It's the other Dylan song. I can't remember now which one it is. But there's a really terrible version of Eddie Albert doing Blowing in the Wind.
excellent.
Really awful. really
Excellent.
really dreadful. In fact, if Frank can find it in post, we'll staple it on to the end of this. But there's some really gruesome covers.
Never have so many people sung so badly.
Yeah,
before.
people. And I
Does
mean,
that
those
go?
Golden Throats things were a franchise. I think Drew did an illustration on one of the CDs, and there were a bunch of them. Anyway, if Frank finds Eddie Albert covering Dylan, which is, boy, why did that have to happen? We'll close it out.
What was the other Dylan song you were
I
trying
can't
to
remember.
come up with?
It's Sebastian Cabot.
It wasn't blowing in the wind.
I think it's like a Rolling Stone.
Oh,
Listen to this. So we'll wrap, Gil, and we'll see you guys next
this
week.
has been Gilbert and Frank's Amazing Colossal Obsessions, and this is Eddie Albert singing Blowing in the Wind.
Man